Good morning, and we have wall-to-wall sunshine yet again. I'm moored here at Middlewich. At the moment I'm pointing south, but I want to go north. Yes, I'm facing the wrong direction at the moment. I was facing in the right direction. A few days ago I had a little bit of a problem with my solar, and I didn't know if it's a connector or the controller or what, and since all the connectors are on this side of the boat, I turned the boat around so I could stand on the towpath to get to it all. So now I've got to turn the boat around again to carry on travelling. Been here at Middlewich now for a week. Yes, a week. Right along the side of this very noisy road. Well, it was a second ago anyway. Yes, very handy. There's Morrison's Daily just there, which accepts Amazon parcels. So I got the new controller and everything and picked it up from there. So that made it much easier for me, so that's why I stayed here. Now I'm going to flip the boat around and head off north. I think I can turn around here. I think it's wide enough. I didn't actually turn around here. If I have to, I'll reverse back. There is a wider spot there. It's not an official winding hole, but it's wider, so I'll reverse back there if I have to. Meanwhile, I'll try and turn just here. So engine going. I'm going to kick off the front rope and I'm going to push the boat out with quite a push, try and get it turning around just to make the turn a little easier. Don't see any boats coming. Not noisy, but she is going round. I can get around here okay. That's good news. It is tight, but she is going round. Probably about 64 foot across here. I wouldn't get a 70 footer around. Turn now, so now smoothly on down to King's Lock. Well, this looks like real good news. I think there's a boat coming up. Yes, that was perfect timing. I didn't even have to stop the boat. They came out the lock and I'm just about to go in. I must remember to lift my fenders up as soon as I get in. I forgot to do that before I set off. As soon as I get into the lock, I should lift my fenders. I lifted the back ones, I've only got the front ones to do, just to make sure. Some of these locks are very tight, although I think this one isn't so bad. But I'm not going to take the risk. I don't want to get hung up. I know people do get hung up in some of these locks for forgetting to take their fenders up. As I say, this is King's Lock, and that's the King's Lock pub right there. And that is King's Lock Fish and Chips, and they come highly recommended, I can assure you. I had their steak and kidney pie, chips and mushy peas the other night. Absolutely fantastic. But I've picked the fenders up, now to get to work. First lock I've done in a while, well, a week. So I've been moored up here for a week. But all good things come to an end. Time to make a move. Well, in fact, I'm at the bottom of the lock now. I've opened the gates and I'm just going out. I'm hoping another boat might come along so I don't have to go back up and close the gates, but not happening by the looks, so oh well. I got lucky coming in. I guess I got to stop and get back on off the boat and come back up and shut the gates. Here you go. Lovely old bridges. Love the brickwork on these arches. Absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Steps up here, but nowhere to moor the boat to, so I'm going to have to go over onto the bank to the towpath. I did think I'd timed it absolutely perfectly because the boat did come up just as I was going down the lock, but unfortunately that boat went up the Wardle Canal. Yeah, so that didn't help me. Coffee time. Yep, coffee's brewed now. I've been through the lock. Well, that was a bit of tough luck for me. Boat just come off the Wardle Canal in front of me, so I'm going to be following them down now. I'm guessing it's a trading boat. Well, it is a trading boat. I'm guessing they're here for the Boat and Folk Festival next weekend. I won't be here for that, so I'm not hanging around for that. They just acknowledged me and thanked me for waiting. No big deal. I'm not in a hurry anyway. My plan was to stop here at Middlewich Wharf to get a pump out. There's not enough room for me to get in, and as the pump out I need doing is on the non-towpath side, it's going to be very awkward. So I'm going to carry on for now. I've got my other toilet still in use. They have laundry services here and everything. Fuel, coffee, you name it, they've got it. This boat's basically more than a lock landing. It wasn't a couple of days ago, it was further up the towpath. But I guess the hire boat company moved it down so they can get more hire boats in. So there's a lot of hire boats here at the moment. I'll let my expression there express what I was thinking. I actually have the bow of my boat into the lock entrance here, coming back across here. I can't actually clear the lock entrance to moor up here, so if a boat comes up I'm going to have to come off the bank and actually reverse back up the canal to let them pass. I was hoping there'd be lock volunteers on by now, but yeah, oh well. Win some, you lose some. I'm into lock 72 now, bit of a flaff, boat was coming up so I stopped and let them in first. The next pound's very small, so I don't want to have two boats in there. Well, this lock ladder's right at the front of this lock. I'm guessing I'll be coming down that and going in through the front of the boat and running through the boat. I'm hoping another boat will come along. I just spotted there's a lock ladder at the back of the lock as well, so that will probably be my way back down to the back of the boat. These are some very deep locks, very deep. Very slippery, yucky lock ladder to climb down. Oh well. I can't pull the boat out and jump on and I pull it out. Well, I probably could, but a little bit iffy. And lock ladder as it is. The next lock's just around the corner. And we go past a dry dock here on the right hand side. I'll show you what we go past. Very sharp corner here. A lot of people get into trouble on this corner. See if I do. Those are the steps I could have used down. I just didn't fancy it. There we have the dry dock here, just coming to view. Here at Middlewich, the three together all done. Done King's Lock, then the three, which is a little flight, and got one more lock I'm going to do today, which is big lock. Yes, there's a wide lock I have to do. Quite odd really, isn't it? Because the Trent Mersey has a wide lock at the start and a wide lock at the end. Well, a couple of wide locks at the start, one at the end, I guess. Unfortunately, the lovely mooring along here by this open grassy area is all private these days. Although it's on the towpath side, it's reserved for Anderson hire boats. A couple of old wharf buildings here which have seen better days. There's a wharf point here. Sad to see these lovely old buildings gone to ruin, isn't it? The boat's already all moored up along here for the boats and boat festival coming up. Some of them arrived rather early, they were here beginning of this week, and what else here next weekend. I've filmed this boat before when it was on the shopping. I'm carrying on. Yeah, I'm going to go through Big Lock and stop. I could not find the clip with Pandora's box. Here's a clip of the bird box I filmed in June 2021. Right. This is Big Lock. It's called Big Lock. It's not really real super big, but it's a double lock. And as we come up this end, it's the only one we have really. Besides, I believe the stop lock later is also a double lock. And of course, by Big Lock, what do you have? The Big Lock pub. Very, very popular. All these buildings are new since they last come through here. It was a long time ago. As I said, this is called Big Lock. It's only because it's a double width lock, and there's not many other double width locks on the Trent and Mersey canal, as I said, except for the very, very start and at the very, very end. It's not because it's a deep lock. This is the shallowest lock I've been through in weeks. It's probably 5 or 6 foot deep only. I'm just exiting Big Lock. I'm going to moor up and come back and give the gentleman a hand down. He's been closing the gates for me coming down the flight, so I'm going to get him through this lock. I did expect to be doing this lock with him, but another boat turned up. after you come through Big Lock. Some rather nice offside moorings here. Unfortunately they're full up. Otherwise I would have stopped and had another walk back up into the town. I was going to take the camera up there and film, but yeah, nowhere to moor. And of course with the festival going on there was nowhere to moor up there. So continue. I was going to do a bit more shopping as well, but unfortunately I did some shopping. I was just going to get some more heavy stuff like bottles of water, as Lidl was just up around the corner from here. Never mind, I'll find somewhere else. I hadn't realised there's more moorings just around the corner here. Unfortunately I won't fit on that one, and then it goes onto the bend, so that's going to be a bit awkward. There might be some more around the corner. I'm going to take a look. Rather a nice boat. I do like the windows. Just spotted there are more moorings over here, so that's going to do me for today. I'm tired, done 5 blocks. That's quite an early start, and yeah, it's going to do me. Looks good enough for me. I was going to get the barbecue out, but I don't think I can get the barbecue out here, but I'll do that another day. Not the most scenic of moorings, dusty towpath, but it'll work. I definitely need something to eat. Well, I've decided to move on again actually. I've stopped here, as you saw earlier. I walked up to Lidl and did some shopping. I'm just going to go somewhere where I can perhaps do a barbecue tonight. Such a gorgeous evening, and a good rain tomorrow. I'll get my barbecue in tonight. So I'm going to make a move and go on for a little bit more. Hopefully I'll find somewhere with a nice wide towpath. We also have coming up some bridges with some rather unusual names. So here we go. I've looked at the map and there are some moorings a little ways up. Probably about half an hour away. So it's not going to be a long trip. I'm just hoping the moorings have a nice grassy area where I can set up the barbecue. I've just passed the mile marker there. We're 76 miles now from Shardlow. And we're only 16 miles now to the end of the Mersey canal, Preston Brook. Of course, all the places I've got to meet the boats. There's a boat on the aqueduct as I come round the corner. Right. One day's time that was a wide aqueduct. It collapsed, that's why they put the narrow aqueduct. The original aqueduct that was built here by James Brindley back in 1777 actually was washed away by a flood in 1935, and when the current aqueduct was built. The current aqueduct is only 8'2" wide, so wide beam crafts can no longer cross it to get to the wide beam lock at Big Lock. This is going across the Dane River, by the way. We've just gone over an aqueduct here, and this aqueduct today is a narrow beam aqueduct. When it was originally built, it was a wide beam aqueduct, but the wide beam aqueduct collapsed and was replaced with this narrow beam aqueduct. Because otherwise there would have been no point in having a wide beam lock, would there? A big lock. But yeah, so narrow beam aqueduct here now. Along here was one of the places I was thinking of stopping. But at the moment there's old working boats here and quite a few boats around, and I wouldn't fit in any of the gaps. So carry on cruising. Well, you certainly cannot complain about some of the views and the beautiful countryside around this area. We can see here one of the flashes along here, and I believe these were created due to subsidence because of all the salt mining that went on around here. This is one of the flashes. You cannot take your boat into them, they're too shallow, and there's markers to show you a point not to go across here. Rather beautiful though, aren't they? It's the first cichlids I've seen this year. I think I'm approaching Bramble Cuttings, which is a lovely mooring on the offside, but I can't remember exactly where it also moorings here just before I approach Bramble Cuttings, so I'm going to moor here for the night. Unfortunately, the towpath's quite narrow once again, so no barbecue. I've been moving for longer than I intended today anyway, so it's getting quite late. So it's simple inside the boat tonight, I think. And also give a storm coming in quite shortly, so it'll be a good time to get moored up and settle down for the night. There is Bramble Cuttings in the distance. It's quite nice and cool out here now. We just had a huge storm run through. Thunder, lightning, the whole works. Still a bit dark and overcast, but much nicer than it was. Very cool. It's definitely cool. It was warm today. 30 degrees. You get your first hot one of the year. Always seems hotter, doesn't it, for some reason? If we get 3 or 4 of those in a row now, it seems the norm, isn't it? It's a bit like the winter. You get the first real cold days, you think, oh gee whiz, it's freezing. Get a few real cold days and it's just the norm again. Anyways, I've moored up here. Unfortunately, I couldn't get moored up over there on Bramble Cuttings. I'm on the other side of the boat. Anyway, it didn't make much difference. I wanted this more on Bramble Cuttings because I wanted to do a barbecue. As I didn't get on there, no barbecue, and 20 minutes after I stopped anyway, we had the thunderstorm. So, as a bonus, I didn't get everything out, trying to cook, and then get it all ruined, or stopped, or whatever. So, barbecue tomorrow perhaps. Well, as I made a comment earlier about some of these bridges having rather odd names, although actually on this bridge it only says bridge 176, according to the book, this bridge is called Hell's Kitchen, but I did not find Gordon Ramsay around anywhere. I've just shown you Hell's Kitchen Bridge, which is the bridge just behind me here. I actually walked back and filmed it after mooring up. When I came through yesterday afternoon, I wasn't too sure which one it was because it didn't have the name on and I didn't have the book up here with me. Well, the next bridge we come to is called Murder Bridge. Yeah, so we've got some unusual names of bridges up here. Now I've just also walked up to Bramble Cutting, which is an offside mooring. Absolutely fantastic. You've got the trees, you've got barbecues there, benches. It's absolutely wonderful. I'll video it as I go by, but unfortunately there's no spaces. Now I would have moved from here over to there today so I could have a nice little barbecue later. But anyway, I'm going to carry on now and go up somewhere, I don't know where. I'm just going to look for a nice mooring somewhere where I hopefully can have a barbecue. It's a little bit narrow, the towpath here. I could probably get away with it, but I'd much prefer to have a little bit more room. So I'm going to make a move. Well, I'm underway. Not sure, as I say, how far I'm going to go today. A little bit disappointed I can't get onto Bramble Cuttings to moor up. I'll show you it as I go by. I'll film as I go by, show you why I'd like to go there. It's probably one of the nicest moorings you'll find. I'm just looking up at Bramble Cuttings now, and the boat has moved off. Whether I fit in the space or not, I'm not sure. Let's have a look at that one. Well, it looks like another boat's just about to move. So, they are. I will definitely fit in. Well, I am going to get in here. Fantastic. That means I can have a barbecue later. Grey boat I'm just passing, narrow escape, is Pete and Pauline's boat. I didn't know them at this point in time, but I get to know them very quickly. And Pete is just about to help me pull the boat in. Thank you. Just judge that, so it's I reckon just judge that, so it's just this side of the, yeah, don't want to hit anything there. I'm very lucky. I've got into Bramble Cuttings. It's a 48-hour mooring. I think this is not an original. I think this is replica, but it does show you what happened where the tramways, the carts would come down, hit the end there, and they'd tip over and load the barges. Well, as I said earlier, I don't think this is original railing here, but when we get up to here, let's look. The alignment, it doesn't line up here properly, which I think is the fake railing, but I believe that this is the original track. This was for the clay pits here, and the clay was used for the lining of the Mersey canal. So the tracks come all the way up here and disappear into the hill here. Obviously it's been backfilled over the years. Well, I'm getting to have my barbecue today. I've just lit it. I use sticks. I don't use firelighters. I don't use whatever it's called, the barbecue lighter fluid or any of that. A little bit of paper and some sticks. Keep it as natural as possible. I've got some food on here cooking. And rather good, I think. It's barbecue sauce, and I don't normally put barbecue sauce things on the barbecue because it does this, the sugar burns. Yeah, oh well. Live and learn, don't we? Pork kebabs look good though. Yeah, time to get it off, or some of it off, and have a taster. There's my good friends now, Pauline and Pete, on Narrowboat, Narrow Escape.
Thank you.
Thank you for a great time. We had a great day yesterday.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Lovely meeting you, Trevor.
See you again.
See you again.
Time for me to leave Bramble Cuttings. Like yourselves.
See ya.
Well, that was it. Me completing Heartbreak Hill, down the last few locks there, and moving on to Bramble Cuttings, where I actually ended up by spending the day there with Pete and Pauline and had a great time. We did do a little bit of sipping. Oh well, the barbecue went down very well indeed also. Well, of course, a big thank you goes out to all you great people out there for watching, subscribing, and Patreon and PayPal supporters. I really thank you very, very much. Your help and appreciation goes an awful long way to keeping this channel going. You may have noticed that the format now is slightly longer because I'm only doing one video a week. You're actually going to get the same amount of content as 2 videos a week. It's just that it's going to be one longer video. It means I can do it all in one day, editing. I've only got to get one done out a week, so it's making life a little bit easier for me, but I've got a few other things going on in my life. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. It really does help out the old YouTube algorithm to promote my videos to more people. And hit the old bell notification button. That way YouTube will inform you every time I upload a new video, especially if you click the all options tag as well. Well, that just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.